Good morning, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna get ready with me while I talk about the fact that I just got a dream job and why I'm not excited about it. And I know you probably are like, wow, you're ungrateful, but no, there's so many good reasons why. So we're gonna get ready and I'm gonna tell you why. I gotta do everything today. I gotta do my hair. I'm gonna straighten it for the first time in forever, which I'm kind of excited about because she looks like this. The curls are wild and poppin', or waves I should say. I don't even know what they are. But we're gonna straighten it because I haven't straightened it in a very long time. And it's gonna look amazing. And then after I shape my hair, I gotta do my, PCOS hair removal and get ready for this job because it is now Wednesday. And I start on Friday. I have to actually scuba dive for this job, so I will obviously take you along that process of learning and also getting my dive license. So let's just get into the video. Growing up, was always into marine biology. I always wanted to be a marine biologist. I watched the documentaries, and so that's what I did. I went to school for marine science. And back in the day when SeaWorld was like a thing and not a controversial topic, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go work with like orcas and like megafauna and all of that fun stuff. And I love sharks. That's just kind of the direction I wanted to take. And it is now, I don't know, 10 years past that point of me going to college and being in school. And I just now got a job in this. So I got a job at an aquarium. I am a marine biologist for them. I'm going to be diving and doing all the fun stuff. But there are reasons why I'm not excited. I feel like I'm at a time in my life where a minimum wage job is not ideal. It is full-time, but the pay is the worst pay I've ever had in my entire life. Especially for just the amount of money everything else costs in the world right now, and me being a 28-year-old woman needing like, I have full benefits of this job, but again, they suck. So like, being a 28-year-old woman, wanting to start a family, wanting to like pay off debts and do all of that, having this type of job, it becomes stressful because you have to become like super codependent on the person you live with. This job would not be possible if I did not have a partner who fronted a lot of the expenses for things. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm also very grateful for the job itself. Like I said, it's been 10 years and it took me 10 years to get a job like this. And this is just an entry-level position, and the movement up in the company is slow, and it's based off of people leaving their position. So there are not very many opportunities for movement. So you could be asking me right now, why do you think this is the decision you want to make? And to be honest, right now in the job market, I've applied to over 100 jobs in the past 3 or 4 months, and the only jobs that have really reached back out to me or shown interest are these lower level, entry level jobs, which is really frustrating because I have a bachelor's degree. I have a lot of experience under my belt, and it's just frustrating when it shows that people are hiring, but they're not actually hiring. They're just kind of like putting out feelers and hiring internally. I went through an interview process with an amazing job in New York City. At the New York City Aquarium. I can say it now because I'm not gonna work there. And I went through like a 3-month hiring process, y'all. Like, I did obviously the application, talked to the HR manager, got a first interview, which was the most stressful interview I've ever done. It was like a paparazzi interview, and they basically asked me like a bunch of informational questions, obviously making sure that I had all of the knowledge I needed for the job and the position, and it went so well. I crushed that interview, and I loved the people. They were fun, they were cool, and I felt like I was really the person for it. Then I got a second interview. This was now a month and a half later, probably. I didn't hear anything back for a while, so I reached out to the hiring manager in the HR department, and they basically said, like, it's great, you got a second position or a second interview. So I did the second interview. It was way less intimidating. It was just the people I would be working in the office with, and I loved them. It was really cool. It was a great opportunity, and we talked a lot about like my past experiences and how that could correlate to the job at hand. And then nothing. I heard nothing. 3 weeks went by. Granted, 4th of July was in there, but like still. I reached out to the hiring manager again. I said, hey, like, obviously in more professional terms, but haven't heard anything back. Wishing you all the best and a happy holiday, and hopefully we get an answer soon. I'm very excited to work for you, blah, blah, blah. And then I get a phone call stating that nobody in the interview process got hired, which tells me they hired internally and they just had to go through the motions. So that, I don't know, I think jobs do that, it's annoying, but. So I didn't get that job, which was kind of soul crushing because it was really good pay and in an area where we wanted to be. So it is what it is. It wasn't meant to be, and so I had this job, and this sounds so bad, but I had this job on the back burner a little bit. I already knew I got this position, and I wanted to wait for the answer to the other position before I made this answer. So this is kind of a second option, but I'm very, very grateful. Like I said, I'm going to say that a million times because there would be a million people that would kill to be in my position. And this is the type of position that you need to start from the bottom to gain the experience, gain, I don't know, the knowledge, network, all of that, so that you can become the best marine biologist in the aquarium, because everything is so specific to the area and the location you are working in that field that it takes time. So I'm very excited to start. I start on Friday, and yes, it's going to be a struggle financially a little bit. I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and be a little bit codependent, and I'm learning that that's okay temporarily, and it'll work out. I have faith that it will work out. It is a full-time position, so that's a little bit stressful. I got a little bit used to being at home and taking care of all of the home needs. When I get pregnant, I don't know what I want to do. I would very much so like to stay at home and homeschool and do all of those things. But finding a stay-at-home income this, you know, in these tough times is very difficult. Nobody wants to hire stay-at-home people, and freelance stay-at-home work is just not consistent. I got my dream job, and I'm going to be scuba diving with, you know, sharks and turtles and doing all those things that I dreamed of doing 10 years ago, and even like 20 years ago when I was very little. So it's really cool, full circle moment, but I just expected it to be, it's just a little bit disappointing. I expected it to be a little bit more secure financially, and just the risk that the job entails, being around such apex predators all the time. You would think that you were paid a living salary, but you're not. And that's just like the reality of the world today, and it's not fun. It's not exciting. You're kind of, they want to bash the fact that kids these days don't want 9-to-5 jobs, but they don't want to make the 9-to-5 jobs worth it. And I don't know what to do. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna have, you know, positive outlook on things, and I knew what I was getting myself into when I applied, like, let's be real. But did I think that this would be my only option right now after applying to so many jobs? No. I never thought in a million years that I would have to choose between my comfortability in my life and my job, my dream job. So I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna experience it, I'm gonna make friends, I'm gonna network. It's gonna be such a fun time, and that always happens. Like, I feel like when the job does not have good security or like financial security, it's always like you're with the coolest people and you meet so many amazing higher ups and you do so many amazing things, and that's a cool part for sure. That happened at Disney. I worked at Disney World for a little while, and that was such an amazing job, y'all. Like, I would work at Disney forever if they paid a living wage, and they don't. People sacrifice a lot to work there, and nobody really understands that or knows that. They think that it's like a normal job, but it's not. People sacrifice a lot to work at Disney, and Disney's worth it. So I'm excited to get started, get emotionally attached to my work, and do something that I'm actually, you know, helping educate the public about. And using my degree, that's nice too. I feel like for the past couple years I haven't used my degree, and it's such a waste of money, and I'm in debt for no reason because of it. So just to use my degree is like worth it enough, you know? Because I am still paying that back. And yeah, if anybody else has been in this position before where like you're kind of in the middle of picking something that you know that you're going to love doing, but it's not financially feasible for you to do, and you're kind of putting yourself out by doing it, give me some advice down below in the comments and let me know how to handle it a little bit. And I don't want to be ungrateful. Like, please don't take it that way at all. I'm so grateful that I have jobs. There are people in the world that cannot get jobs or can't do what I'm about to do. So I'm very, very, very grateful for it, but there are still emotions, and they are still valid, that it's a little bit concerning that they don't pay their people enough, and the benefits suck. Like, the doctors and the type of benefits that they give are just not good, and, you know, at least give me something. Give me something. It is a give and take, you know? Like, I'm about to be there slaving away for a while, and I want to make sure that I can provide for myself too, you know, because you can't give from an empty cup. You know, like, you gotta fill yourself up first before you can give to others and animals. And I'm also very nervous about the animal part of things. Like, I'm an empath and I get very attached to things, and in that field, especially in the aquarium, things can change very quickly, and you kind of have no say over it. It's really the corporate higher ups that have all of the say, and like the leads. So I'm a little bit nervous because I'm pretty outspoken about when things aren't done right. So having trust in my team is a big thing, and knowing that they're doing the right thing for the animals is so important to me. So I hope that everybody else is on the same page with that, and that goes smoothly, so that I don't feel like I'm in another moral situation. Because at my last job, I was a contractor for the government, and I was a part of an environmental team that really didn't care, and they did a lot of illegal things. I would say borderline like risk management, and I hate that word because it's like a blanket term so that they can do things wrong. But they did do things wrong. I pointed it out and wanted to have a meeting about it, and instead of a meeting I got fired. So I was wrongfully terminated because of it, and I know that's life, right? It just is what it is. I'm better off for not being there. It was so toxic. But I'm now I feel like I'm scarred a little bit from it. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like they are, I don't know, I just feel like I'm putting myself in a position where it could happen again. But I'm gonna stay positive, and I'm gonna say, like, everybody knows what's best, and gonna have the most fun possible. Y'all don't get bored of me talking because this is going to be a very chatty video. I will obviously give you updates on like how my work is going and how I feel about it. I am very confident it's going to be so fun. I am so excited, and I'm very excited to get my dive license. Scuba diving in the shark tank is going to be like such an amazing experience. I went free diving in Hawaii with sharks, so I feel like I have some good contrast experience. Animals in aquariums are completely different. Like their behaviors are sometimes very different, so I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I'm sure I will get used to it. And it's going to be an amazing job. If you have any questions, please put them down below, and maybe I'll do a Q&A of an aquarium employee and how I got to this point in my life and why it took so long. I feel like that's really an interesting topic to talk about. I'm also really fucking nervous about my health. Like, there are days when I'm at home, because I work, like I don't work right now, that I wake up and I'm exhausted and I can barely make it through the day. So I'm nervous that I'm not going to be able to physically be present for this job. Obviously, if that were to happen, I would not put myself in danger. I would obviously like reevaluate this position, but I'm a little bit nervous about the bad days that I have with my PCOS and my liver damage and that kind of thing. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm just nervous about it right now. My hair's done. Now I have to do my eyebrows and my mustache because I have PCOS and that is normal. I'm not gonna like shave my legs and do the full shower stuff until maybe like Thursday night, sorry. I start Friday, so Thursday night. It is only Wednesday, but I am gonna do my eyebrows. And what I do is I pluck them myself. It takes a while. I don't even think you guys can tell how bad they are. It takes a long time for me to do it myself because I'm Italian and I just have so much hair. And then I'm going to do my mustache, and I do that with a Flawless little like machine, and it saved my life. So that's what we're gonna do. My skin is pretty clear right now. It's oily, but it's pretty clear, which is nice. So hopefully it stays that way. Guys, I did not make my bed, so just leave it alone. Doing after I had just removed all of the hair on my face is exfoliating. Most people do this before, but for some reason I like to do it after, and I've noticed an extreme amount of freckles on my face, and normally I do not get freckles. Yeah, they're not like a normal occurrence for me. So I think that's a little bit concerning. There's just so many little freckles on my face everywhere. So I'm gonna exfoliate and see if they're like blackheads or whatever, but maybe a dermatologist appointment is on the horizon. So let me exfoliate my face, and then I'm gonna I'm gonna exfoliate, dry, and then I'm gonna trim my eyebrows because they are long as shit, and then I'm going to moisturize. I use the Alafia Authentic African Exfoliating Face Scrub. It is all natural, so that is for me. with me. I am going to go pick out an outfit and start my day. And thank you for letting me vent to you. Like I said, please leave it down in the comments if you all are in the same position or predicament of getting a dream job and just not being happy about it, and knowing that you deserve more, but like knowing that it is also a time to be grateful. It's such a weird place to be, and I hope nobody takes it the wrong way, because I want you to know that I'm just spreading love. Like, I know that any job is amazing and any place you can go and meet people is amazing, and you should be grateful for that. But there are things in life that we need, like good benefits and good pay, and like, especially at my age at 28. Maybe at like 22 or 21, I wouldn't have cared about the wage that I'm getting and the lack of benefits and stuff like that. But I think maybe because I am getting this, or getting into this, way too late. It's never way too late, but like, you sacrifice a lot getting into things later. Am I wrong? Has anybody else gone into their dream job like 28, 29 years old and is kind of in that weird limbo area where you're way too old for the wage that you're getting because you want to have a, you know, a baby and do things? So please just comment down below if I'm making any sense and if anybody else relates, because that would really make me feel good. And if I'm like just being ungrateful and an asshole, please tell me that too, because constructive criticism is great. And yeah, but I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you next week. Bye.